Okay, guys, and welcome back to another week of How Much Have I Done? So, this week I did a little bit more, I think, more in terms of more stuff at once. I feel like if we were to go backwards in terms of time, you can see here I'm doing a lot of stuff, but I'm not doing a lot at once. So, I'm doing a lot of just simple shapes. I might be doing the head, but I'm still not doing really that much of an application. I feel like even though it was good to do, I don't think it really benefited me that much. So here, you can see I'm starting to put multiple different shapes together. So my main goal this week was just to do while I was like at school and stuff, because I've got assignments I have to hand in, I've got stuff I need to do. So my main goal wasn't to really spend time learning too much this week. Next week, a few assignments I have to do will be done. So I've had people suggest I do like skulls and stuff, which I'm definitely gonna do. I've had people suggest other things. So anyone who sent like a suggestion on what I'm gonna do, I'll probably do that next week. This week it was kind of hard because it's the first week back. So I was getting hit with a bunch of things. But now that I've gotten over pretty much everything, I should be able to get done what I need to get done. So let's get into the actual stuff I've been doing. So one thing that I was noticing is that, sorry for that, jerk. One thing I've been noticing is that I have a real uh, resistance to getting things done, but also a resistance to uh, actually trying to visualize things I have in my head. I feel like I have some sort of innate disbelief in my own ability because at times I do like what I make, but like as we'll see as I keep going, I normally stop before I do anything because I'm afraid that it's not gonna turn out well, and I think I just need to get over that. So on the first day, I was like, let me just do some actual bodies and stuff because I keep telling myself I'm gonna do that more than I do the heads, and I still keep drawing heads. Like there's more heads on this page than there are mannequins, which is embarrassing. So that's what my initial focus was. As you can see, I sort of veered off. This is the first head, I think. Actually, there might be one. There's a bunch before this, but this is one of the first ones that was moderately original. Like it wasn't just based off of another design. I used various designs to kind of make that one. It's not original by any means, but it's not like unoriginal. You know what I mean? And then over here, just more poses. This one, it looks kind of weird. It is what it is. Then over here, this was the fourth. So on the fourth, I was doing relatively the same thing. This one's also a hairstyle I was doing. I'm just trying to get hair on them. I'm really afraid to do hair. Every time I do hair, I think it looks ugly. But I think I just need to get over that. This one, I intended to put hair on. Never happened. You can tell I did intended to because I actually went out of my way to erase the head over here. This one I put hair on. I did more poses and stuff, more heads and stuff. Uh, this one, this one I was actually really proud of. This is based off of something else. This is reference though, so this isn't original by no means. I couldn't find who made it originally, but I did. The way I did this one is I didn't like trace or just eye it. I actually put these shapes underneath it initially, and then I built this from the shapes. So it's not like one to one by any means. And then you see more heads. This one, I kind of like this hairstyle. I feel like this one, if I spent a little bit more time on it, it would have came out really well. This one's also not even that bad, right? This one's also a head. And then more heads. As you can see, I'm starting to try and put the shoulders on the head so that I'm doing more each time. Like if you went back a bit, my heads were really just heads with necks or just heads without anything. But now I'm starting to try and put shoulders on it. I think I do stop doing that after a bit. Then this is the fifth. The fifth, I did a bunch of shapes and heads like I said I wanted to stop doing. And then I did gesture drawings, which honestly, compared to the way my gesture drawings used to look, these are miles better. Hold up. I don't know how that's gonna look on your end, but I just paused it. But I wanted to pause it because of this. This is the first one. If you guys watched the first video, this is the first thing I ever started drawing in. So if you look over here, these two were gesture drawings. These were gesture drawings. I was trying to do gesture drawings all the way back then. These were 2 minutes, and this is what it looked like. So in my opinion, I think I did get better. I think what day was this again? This was August 12th, the first day I actually started drawing in the book. This is easily like way better. So I do think I have gotten better in that regards. Now, do I believe these are good? Not really. Like this one, I was really proud of this one when this one came out. I think this one was turning out really nice in my opinion, but then I ran out of time. And there's also this one. This one was also turning nice, but I ran out of time. But yeah, that's what I ended up doing. Then we're gonna move into other stuff I did on this day. This one I think looked nice. I was considering like working more on it, but I didn't. So like if I was gonna work it more, I probably would erase a lot of this stuff and just kept going. This is based off of a pose I saw someone doing, right, and stuff. So more heads, and then here you can see me doing shoulders and like just upper body sections. So I don't know, I just felt like this is the one part that was clicking for me. Like I was able to actually visualize it. Now a lot of these are head on, so I think that's a slight like disadvantage to my skill. But if you can see, it's upside down because like this is the way I hold the book, but this is 100 hours. So this is when I hit 100 hours. This is around, I think, the day after I recorded that video of hitting 100 hours. So no, the day before I recorded that video about hitting 100 hours. So honestly, for 100 hours from what was in here, like going from this to like being able to do this, and this is a little bit more movement, it's not stiff, right? I can sort of see where some of the parts that came from this ended up in here, but I really do see the improvement in my opinion. I think I was trying to do a little bit too much when I started. I just need to slow it down, but I do think I have improved in the first 100 hours. So then here I was thinking, you know, maybe I should do a little bit more stuff. So this is the 6th, right? So the 6th was the Wednesday. I did these after I got home. I got home really late. So these were right before I went to bed. I had a pretty late day at school. So these were just me trying to get my hours in. I really don't, like, this one's okay, but I really feel like I need to cut down on this just trying to get my hours in work and put more dedicated work in, because I feel like 1 hour of just trying to get my hours in is not equivalent to 1 hour of dedicated work, as you're going to see later on. I feel like I grow a lot more when I do dedicated work. But this one looks pretty nice. This one looks pretty nice. So then, yeah, more gesture drawings over here. This one I think looked really good. Some of them I think look really good. And then more heads, even though I said I was going to stop drawing them, which is ridiculous. Like, how are you going to say you're going to stop drawing heads and then you basically don't? So this is the next day. Now, if you notice, there is no 7th. Now, I don't think many people follow my Instagram, but on my Instagram, I posted that on the 7th, I got home really late. So I didn't really have the energy, nor did I really want to draw. So I thought, what better time is that than to draw digitally, because that doesn't really require as much time to pull out, and I can still get my hours in, especially since digitally I'm not as comfortable. So I might put a time lapse in this sort of area on screen, but essentially what I ended up doing was I was just sort of trying to recreate a head on Clip Studio Paint, which I got for free with my tablet. And honestly, I don't think turned out that bad in comparison to some of the other work I have done on my computer. It's looking a lot better.
Okay, now guys, this is a little bit of an interjection because I was trying to add what's it called? I was trying to add this in, but it wasn't letting me on my phone, and I'm not really have the ability to put this on my computer, but this is essentially the time lapse of what I was doing on Clip Studio Paint. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's my best thing, but definitely, like, if I was to show you other work I've done on my computer, which I do plan on doing in the future, um, it definitely, in my opinion, looks a lot better than things I've done in the past. And I probably will revisit this and finish it up a little at some point in time. But until then, this is honestly one of the best things I've done on my computer.
Moving on to today. This is the stuff I did today. So this is all the most recent stuff. Now, over here you're gonna see more heads. I didn't do any shoulders on these, right? But as you can see, these ones have faces on them. Because if you even go back, they do have eyes, but they don't really have emotion. Like, a lot of these are just empty faces, right? These ones, I made sure to try and get stuff on them. Any of the ones that are bald, I told myself I was going to put hair on them later, and then I didn't. Because that's how life is. Sometimes you say something you're not, and then you don't do it. But I'm going to try not to do that with this channel. Yeah, so these are mostly referenced. This one is like a collage of references. Like, there's so many references used on this one, but this one I really like. So that one's my favorite on the page. I would have liked this one if I actually went through and put hair on it. This one looks weird in my opinion without the hair. I feel as if I put the hair on it, it wouldn't look that bad. And then overall, I think my heads are getting better. Now, over here, these were actual dedicated figures. I decided, you know what, let me do this. So I ended up doing them. I ended up drawing up the mannequin underneath, and actually, like you can see on this one, I would actually sort of carve the lines out and then use the mannequin to make the lines and do all this stuff. I know I'm explaining it like terribly, but overall, I do think that I am getting better. Sorry for shaking a bit. My chair is moving around too much. But overall, I do think I'm getting a lot better with it. Like, even with this one, I really like this one. I did deviate from what the pose was doing, but I do really like my deviations. I don't think it looks unnatural. It looks kind of interesting, I will say, but I don't think it looks unnatural. And then I did end up going to the next page, but as you can tell, this is when I really fell off on the work. This is when I really just said, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. So that's where we end off today. Now, as for work, I honestly am pretty proud of this week. I know it was only really 5 days worth of work that I showed, I think. But I'm really proud of the work I did this week. I think it was a lot more targeted, it was a lot more focused than previous weeks. I feel like I had a general idea in what I was doing. You know, you see more eyes there. Anytime you see me doing eyes, I just like drawing them when I see a cool set of them. It's the one part that I really think I just like translating it and seeing it on paper. But yeah, overall, I think I'm like knocking on the door per se, but I'm stopping myself from entering. And what I mean by that is, I think I have all the skills. Ouch! I just poked my eye. Sorry. Um, I think I have all the skills required to actually do something and be proud of it. Like, even with this one, when I did this one, I was so happy. And then I went to put clothes on it and then I stopped. And I think that's my problem. I'm too afraid of messing up. I'm too afraid of, like, the end. I get to the end product and then I don't like it anymore. And I think that's the main thing that is stopping me from really actually finishing, right? That's the main reason why all my heads are always just heads and they don't have eyes on them. Or all my heads with eyes don't have hair. Or all my heads with eyes and then I have hair don't have bodies. It's because I'm not willing to do more as soon as I get comfortable. And I think I'm going to have to push myself out of that comfort zone. Like, I think in order for me to actually properly get good, I need to make full designs. I need to make full characters. Because at the end of the day, my end goal is to be able to make full characters, right? It's to be able to visualize what's in my head. So if I just keep stopping myself before I get there, I'm never gonna grow, right? And it needs to suck for it to get better. Like, if I don't try, I'm gonna be bad forever, right? I know I'm drawing now, but I need to fully send it. Like, I need to do everything. I need to do 100% with everything. I need to fail at everything to get good at everything. So my goal for this next week is obviously, to get the skulls down. But I think next week my main goal is to make a full design. So from start to finish, I don't know if I'm gonna put color on it, but to make a full design. I don't know if the pose is gonna be referenced. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but that's my goal. From next week Monday to next week Friday to get some sort of full design out, and then I'll post it somewhere. Maybe post it on the Instagram. But overall, thank you guys for watching another one. I really appreciate anyone who tunes in, who just gets on, comments, or just shares their own opinions on my art. I do love it when I see other people commenting, because it's like I've always created things. Like, I've made music. I used to do YouTube videos. I used to spend a lot of time doing like edits and stuff, but I never felt like people were actually viewing them. Like, it was so bad to the point where I think at some point in time I was like botting channels because I just wanted to see if people would actually view my stuff. But I think that's my main problem. Like, I want people to be able to see what I make, but I have such big ideas of what I want to do that most of the time I shoot myself in the foot and I never release anything. Like, the main reason I stopped doing edits and stuff, or really releasing my music, is not because people weren't listening to it, because at the end of the day, I could always share it to my friends, right? I have a group of friends that if I send them music, or if I send them something, they'll watch it. It's more that I'm afraid. I have an idea of what I want it to be, and I'm afraid that if I just don't get it to the peak of what it needs to be at, I'm never going to like the outcome. Or I don't know if I worded that wrong. Essentially, I'm afraid of not making it the best it could possibly be, and I'm expecting like a master's output of work from a person who probably hasn't spent 10,000 hours on something. So this channel has really helped me get out of that habit of like not doing something. For example, I've already posted, I think this will be the 6th video on the channel. 1, 2, 3, No, this is the 5th video. This is the 5th video on the channel, but it's not like I'm really doing any crazy editing. I'm really just posting a video of me flipping through pages in my sketchbook, right? But it does feel nice to know that I can post this stuff and then actually just get it out the way, right? And then get feedback, because now I'm no longer really afraid of posting something that isn't high quality, because at the end of the day, the quality is coming from my effort that I'm putting in to the sketchbook, and the quality is coming from not only the effort but just the time I'm spending. It's not really about a flashy video for me anymore. It's more about making sure that when the camera's off and when I'm on my own, I'm putting the effort in, right? That's where the quality comes from. So if I'm not doing that, there's no video, and then I stop. So I'm less concerned about how other people perceive it and more concerned about putting my fair share of the work in. Now, you know, I'm yapping like usual. Overall, I do appreciate you guys. Now, I am curious to see if you guys have any suggestions, if you got this far. If you have any suggestions on what I should do. I know I've been yapping for 22 minutes. If you have any suggestions on what I should do with the channel, I know I got 30 subscribers on here, which is crazy, bro. Like, that's a lot of people. Like, you can like I think I read somewhere that the human brain can only remember 75 people, like detailed information about 75 people, and then after that it starts becoming a blur. So like that's like 50% of 75 people. There's 30 people out there, right? That's like someone's entire family, close family tree, and they all follow me. So I'm really thankful for them. I'm also thankful for you if you watched this far, or if you felt encouraged by what I'm saying. And if you guys have any sort of ideas, inspiration, or I don't know, something, you can always comment it below. You could always message me on Instagram. You can always really do whatever you want to do with it. Like, dislike, or maybe even, like, I don't know. I mean, don't report me, but share. I guess that's something you can do. Anyways, I really do appreciate everything, and hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. I will need to work on my... I forgot the word. I will need to work on my stuff for the next upload, so the next upload's nice. I did say I was gonna do editing on this one, but all the videos that were on it got deleted, so RIP to that. But anyways, thank you guys, and hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, rest of whenever you watch this, and I'll see you guys later.